Hello, welcome back to my presentation for today. Hopefully I've rebooted absolutely everything that I can so the technology demons, gremlins, whatever we want to call them, are out of the system and everything's going to play nicely with me. If you started watching my first presentation, well, sorry, but I'm going to go through everything again so that we've got it all together. Well, my name is Tracy Helt. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia, and this is my card that we're going to be making today. I was really bad and I forgot to do my intro video, so the products that we're using is the One More Year Cling Stamp set. This is a really cute set. You've got your cheese and wine and your drunk dog with the cake and some really sassy sentiments. Obviously, if you don't want to put a snotty sentiment on your card, then just use a plain happy birthday and those images will work great with that as well. I'm changing up the colors as I always do. So instead of my Pool Party, Coastal Cabana and Summer Splash, I'm going to be using Fresh Freesia, Petunia Pop and Blackberry Bliss. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing that you need is some masking paper. Now I've just got a piece of masking paper. Be careful that you actually keep it big enough, because if it's not big enough when you do your masking, you're going to go over the edge and you don't really want bits of color coming in there. Now I know the worst thing that I can do is tell you to tear paper, but you're going to tear, and you're tearing this that it's going, we want wiggly squiggly lines, so don't even try and tear straight. I'm actually trying to get it a bit all over the place. Okay, and depending on how you tear it, every card is going to look slightly different. Now what I'm going to do, just because I know I've done this before, is here, you know, you've got this join in the backing paper, and I just find that sometimes the front is a little bit weak there, so I'm just going to put a little bit of sticky tape just so that I don't tear it, because I'm actually going to be pulling this on and off all the time. I don't want the sticky tape interfering with anything, so we'll just cut it off along the top there. And now I will peel off my backing paper. Okay, and with this masking paper, it is quite sticky when you start, so just pull in my t-shirt over here, rub it against your clothes or your arm or whatever, just so that you get some of that stickiness off. We want the masking paper to stick, but I don't want it so tacky that it's going to tear the paper that I've got it on. Okay, right, then I need some grid paper, and I've got my piece of basic white. Now just for my first one, just because I want to keep it even between the two, I actually count up and see how many squares on my grid paper I'm placing my masking paper, and I'm going to do it that same number of squares. So you want to make sure that you've got a reasonable amount of space where you're doing your masking, that you're going to fit 3 layers on. Okay, so we're going to put it, say, roughly over there. Make sure that your straight edge is at the top, because that you don't want to blend along the straight edge. This time you actually want the wiggly edge. And I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, right, so then we're going to start with my palest color, which is the Fresh Freesia, and I just need to see where I put my Fresh Freesia brush. Okay, because I've got the 3 different color brushes, because I don't want to risk sticking my my dark brush into my really pale ink. So we're going to blend and give a little bit of color going down the bottom here, just because we want to blend over that. I don't really want white gaps in between, but you can go as light or as dark with your blending as you choose. Okay. Okay, I think that I should be happy with that. Now we're going to pull off the masking paper, and like I said, it is tacky, so just, even though we have tried to unsticky it a bit, and yes, that is my technical term, I'm going to pull it off carefully, and then just making sure that I'm getting it along the same line so that I can count up 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm going to stick my masking paper down. Play nicely with me. It's not technology, it's masking paper. Okay, and then we're going to do that same fresh freesia blending along here. There we go. Change colours. Ooh, goodness. Make sure I haven't got ink all over my fingers. That's going to smudge. Now I'm going to go with the Petunia Pop. And I'm going to shift my masking paper down. So now I'm not too worried about where it's lined up. It doesn't matter. I've got that. The only decision that you need to make now is, do you want to keep it that your wiggles are sort of in line, or do you want them a bit more random? So if you want them random, then just shift your masking paper across, but I've had everybody telling me that they like it when the wiggles like more or less line up, so I'll keep them kind of lined up. And then my Petunia Pop ink pad is pretty juicy, so I'm getting a nice dark blend over there, which is okay. I don't want it too dark because obviously this is my middle color, but there we go. And then turning it over, and I'm going to do the same with the Petunia Pop on the other side. And then shifting it down again. So when I shift it down, I just want to make sure that I've got a little bit of my previous color, that it's overlapping, because I don't want white gaps in between. And Blackberry Bliss, okay, we want that to stay down. Now don't lift this masking paper just yet, okay, because what you want to do is you want to take your ink pad, take your stamp and stamp your little sparkly images. And I don't know if you notice, and I don't know what it is with this ink pad, but I find it really easy to rock it. So just be careful when you're stamping that you're actually stamping okay. And then along the bottom again, let's make sure that that's staying down nicely. So just blend off initially, because I don't want too blotchy. And then we're going to stamp our sparkles. There we go. Now, just before I put my blending paper away, I just want to blend a little bit on the bottom of my insert. So here I'm really not worried about where it is, I just want that wiggly line on the bottom. And again, stamp some sparkles. Right, there we go. All my blending done. Oops, went a little bit over there, but I'll say that that's okay. The only thing that I just want to do looking at this is just go back here and with the right blending brush, I just want to go a little bit over here. I said you try not to get white spaces, and a little bit of white space I guess isn't terrible, but to me that's just a little bit too white, so I just want to go and add a little bit of colour in there so that it's not too white, but I don't want to get it over the fresh freesia. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go with that's good. I'm happy with that. Okay. Now we can do our stamping, and I think I'm going to stamp my sentiment first, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment in the Blackberry Bliss, and here's hoping that I get it stamped straight. I like that. At least you're not as old as you'll be next year. And then we're going to stamp our cake, and the cake I'm stamping with Memento. Right, and just a very little bit of colouring. So I'm going to do my plate, or maybe it's a tray, in smoky slate. So a little bit of dark around the bottom edges so that it looks like we've got a bit of shadow going on there. And colour it in with the light. Now just remember with your blends, just always give them time to dry, because sometimes it doesn't look great initially, but it does dry lighter, and it does change the look of it. Now my cake I'm doing, I think that I did that one in light crumb cake, but this one I decided we're making more of a chocolate cake, so this one's going in dark crumb cake. And I don't know what it is, I have an issue with whenever I do cakes, I don't know, I just don't like the colours, so my cakes always tend to be brown, they're always chocolate cake. And the strange thing is that I'm one of those really weird people who doesn't eat chocolate cake. Give me chocolate and I will eat it no problem, but chocolate cake or chocolate milkshake or anything chocolate flavoured just doesn't appeal. However, stamped chocolate cakes work really well for me. And then we're going with my dark petunia pop, again just to give the shadow over there, and light petunia pop to fill in the icing. Okay, that's looking good, and we've got a layer of icing between the cakes here. And I just want to go with, just go back with my dark smoky slate and darken up that shadow over there. Right, so that's done. Now we can stick our insert inside the card, and one of these glues has to work because there we go. I always make sure that glue's coming out, but then I think I have too many lying around here. I need to get rid of some because there's always one that doesn't want to work. Okay, so let's pop that on the inside. And then that can go on the outside. And of course we need some bling to finish it off. So this is your celebration. It's the purple adhesive backed sequins. I should have actually done the calculation, which I hadn't done, but I think that if you get the stamp set and the masking paper, you would probably need to get a couple of the colored blends or some of your ink pads to make it up to your value. I think that it's definitely $100 in Australia. I think it's $60 in the States. Okay, not 100% sure of that. You'd need to check that, but do that and you can redeem these pearls as your celebration item, and they are really fun. I think I'm going to go with this color here because that works well with our colors. And there we go. So there's my two different colors with our cake all beautifully blended. It looks like this has actually run well, that I haven't had a problem with any of the internet or anything this time, so thank goodness for that. I should be the last one for this this Global Share Fair. There is a PDF document with all the measurements in it, so just reach out to your demonstrator and they will let you have that document. Our next event, save the date, is going to be on the 8th of February, and that's going to be the Woohoo weekend, so slightly different to today, but still lots of card presentations and fun for you. Until next time, enjoy the rest of the, I don't know what it is, 5-6 weeks until we see you again. Enjoy making the projects. If you make your projects, please share them with us because we always like to see your interpretation of what we've done. And until next time, bye for now.